Dalam tu cakap gaji semua tak sudi.
Tanya diri dia sendiri, jangan nak halangkan orang Melayu.
Kerajaan nak bangunkan bangunkan, ambil semua tanah kampung kampung-kampung kat rumah kampung.
Let's get started. I'm from Kezirohaldin Seri Berhad. As a project manager, we want to take the land to make a project, which is to build a sport complex for use of community in the surrounding area. The project consists of 200 households and it will take around 6 months. I hope it will consider about this as soon as possible.
Assalamualaikum and hi. We are glad that all of you as the representative could come in these discussions. First and foremost, I am Sarah. I am Miss Sarah. I would like to emphasize that on behalf of the government valuer from JPPH, we need to clarify again that we want to your land, which is government land for the purpose sports complex, and as you guys know, it is for the use of the local community. I think you all have heard about this land acquisition where it involved a group of residents on piece of land consisting of 200 households. Therefore, we were given permission from the state authorities to enter the scheduled land to carry out survey work and site study on the land, where it is for the purpose of valuations to determine the amount of the compensation that should be given to the interest persons. And having taken off all the possibilities and our discretions, we have set the compensation value, which we want to offer a choice to a residents either receive a compensation value at RM 30,000 per household or a unit of flat house that is located on the outskirts of the city. And of course, we will arrange the process of moving out from this land to new design flat. Meanwhile, if there are any objection and suggestions during this discussion, it is very necessary from the residents to make it easier for us to consider the compensations given. So moving out will be easier and project can be carried out according to appointed time. So if one of you not satisfied with the value of the compensation that be given, you can make any objection or proposal now. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sarah, for giving me the opportunity to speak. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hanisa, on behalf of squatters. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but if I understand you correctly, you are proposing us to move out from our land just for the sake of sports complex development. As reward, you offer us a choice of 30,000 or a unit in a flat outskirts of the city. Before we go further, your proposal as it stands is not acceptable. The main thing for us is that is our land. We have been sitting on that land for many years. There is no reasons or right for you all to take back our land just for the construction of a sport complex. Our life here is more important than the sport complex. Therefore, we desperately need an explanation from the government on why you must take our land.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Abdul Hakim bin Abdul Razak. I am a director of the State Authority. I am here to clarify that the Land Acquisition Act 1960 explains that ownership of a property is not an absolute right. The state government has the power to repossess the land. Section 3 of the Land Acquisition Act 1960 provides that the state authority may take the land required. For the first Roman is for any public purposes. The second Roman is by any person or corporation for any purpose which, in the opinion of the state authority, benefit the development of the Malaysian economy or any part thereof to the public in the general or any class of the public. Or the third Roman for the purpose of mining or residential, agricultural, commercial, industrial, or recreational, or any combination of the such purposes. So in this case, the government has approved a project to build a sport complex for the use of the community in the surrounding area. This has fulfilled the conditions to acquire land in the Land Acquisition Act. The interest quarters cannot remain on this land anymore. The work will be commenced in about 6 months. I suggest a period of 4 months for the quarters to move out. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hakim. Assalamualaikum. As the representative of the villagers, we understand that we have no right to remain living on this land. But the 4 months period you give to us to move out is not acceptable. For your information too, we have lived on this land for almost 30 years. So we already feel attached to this land. So on the behalf of the villagers, I would like to propose the extension of the period for us to move out into 8 months. This is because we have to consider the new school for our children, the new route and the transportation into our workplace, and we also need more time to pack our stuff. And one more thing, you also should know that as we are moving into the new places, there will be hidden costs that we need to bear, such as transportation costs, cost of transferring into new school, and also utility costs. So, would you be able to increase the amount of the compensation?
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Rahimi. I am Shazlina, a land administration for this case. Alright, in my opinion, I think 4 months is already enough to all the household do the preparation to move from that place. We were able to give more time because the project will be carried out in another 6 months. That's why the time period that we give for all the household to move is quite enough, I think.
I am afraid we cannot accept that. As I mentioned earlier, we need more time to settle our things before we move out into the new places. So I would like more time given to us.
Okay, I understand about that. If you still want to extend, let me discuss this issue with my state authority first.
Thank you.
Okay. Um, Before this, I talked to representative of the resident. They actually negotiate with us to extend their moving process from 4 months to 8 months. So I already told them that our project will start in 6 months. So what do you think, sir?
As everyone knows, construction work will be carried out within 6 months. And I am sorry, but we have to draw a line here. We cannot freely accept what the squatters ask for. So here is my solution. We can offer maximum 6 months in order to give them enough time move for their monthly process. That's all. Moving process, yeah. So
Oh, okay. I will talk to them. Uh, I will talk to them about our decisions. Right, I have spoken to my state authority, and I hope this decision can work for everyone. So we decide to give all the household 6 months for your preparation to move from that place. So you agree with our decision?
6 months. I
Yes.
can agree with that. I can
Uh,
agree with that. Thank you.
okay, welcome.
Assalamualaikum. I am Ishad, speaking on behalf of the occupants. As I understand, your offer is 30,000 ringgit worth of compensation and also a new flat on the outskirts of the city. To be honest, I'm afraid that we, the occupants, cannot accept that offer because in our station, with only 30,000 ringgit worth of compensation, there will be no house that we can buy within that price range. But certainly it will pay for the deposit of the house. However, finding a new house will be hard for us as it takes a lot of time. And taking more time, it creates cost for us. So I'm suggesting in on your part to offer us double of the amount of compensation. So the total of 50,000 ringgit. Regarding our options on the new flat, if the flat is located on the outskirts of city, I think it will also be hard for us to accept that offer because um, you must consider all the costs that will burden us in the future. So if the government will improve their offers and offer us a new place that is nearer to the city, then I think we will take it into consideration.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Okay, I would like to restrong the demand that us, the squatter, have choice. So, on behalf of the squatters, we have decided to to hope that the government can increase the amount of work. This is because of the location factor. Although you give us a house outside of the skirt, which the same design, but when the location is different, it's mean a lot. In property, location means a lot, especially to the price. So if you give us 30K, it's surely hard for us to find a house at the city. So on the other hand, if we stay outside of the city, we need to cover the travel cost to go to the city for the work. and this cost is continuity cost. So at last, I would like to strong the stand of the squatters that we want to increase the amount of award. So I hope you guys can consider, because we all want fair situation and win-win situation. Thanks, and I hope this can be considered.
Then administration, and thank you for asking the question. Uh, I think we can consider that, but let's take a break. We want to discuss about this amount first. Uh, excuse me, sir. Uh, they asking me to they demand to increase the competition from 3,000 K, 13,000 K ringgit to the 60,000 ringgit for compensation, which is the cost, and can we build build the flat near the city?
Okay. When we talk about adequate compensation, we won't be able to offer them the higher price. So for this case, I will hand over this case to Miss Sarafana. And in terms of demanding a unit of flat, which is close to the city as compensation, so we cannot fulfill their demand as their flat has been already designated for them. That's that's it from me.
Thank you, Sir Akim. In my opinion, for what it works, according to any possibility, I can rate the compensation price of RM 35,000 per household for them is more appropriate, as long as there were some limitations in determining these compensations. I think that will be acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Sarah and Sir Hakim, for the answer. Uh, I will answer your question, Mr. Ishak, and I will answer your question, Mr. Ishak and Mr. Shah. After we discuss, we can only give you 45,000 ringgit, including the cost. But we cannot provide the provide the flat near to the city because of uh, no have a physical land.
For the new composition that was offered, I think that is a better offer for us. Yes, it is not 60,000 K, but then it is a win-win situation for both of us. So I think we will take it into consideration.
Hi, I am Fateh. I speak on behalf of the squatters. So that sounds like a great offer, but first, let me have a little conversation with the fellow resident first. So, dear fellow residents, so the government make two offer whether we accept the amount of compensation of 45,000 ringgit Malaysia with additional cost for transportations, or we accept to have a flat that located outskirts the city. So, what you guys think about this?
I agree with Mr. Fateh, which is to accept the amount of compensation of 45,000 ringgit Malaysia.
I think we should choose the 45K because it very good for all of other creators, because they can choose to they can use that money to stay on the city outside the city. So choose the 45K is, I think, the best for us.
Yes,
In my
I
opinion,
also. Okay, Ishan.
sorry, in my
Sorry,
opinion, the composition will be a better offer for us. because if we choose the new flat, then we will be burdened with continuity of transportation costs within the years we live outside the city. So, in my opinion, I would take the composition instead of the new flat.
Okay, I also accept with the 45,000. That sounds good to me.
Okay, so we have a good decisions. So Mr. Faiz, well, the offer looked promising, and we have discussed, and we think that the deal to accept the amount of compensation of 45,000 ringgit Malaysian with additional hidden costs will work for us, and we not choose the other option, which is to have a flat outskirt of the city, as it will not benefit us in any way. So we stick to we stick to choose 45,000 ringgit as a compensation with additional hidden costs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fateh. I will take that agreement as for our both side that we will give you 45,000 ringgit as the compensation with addition higher cost to you to cover it. Thank you for your time.
I think the member of group are basically in agreement on the following point about the compensation time period and the location of the new flat. Firstly, we agree about the compensation which before this government just give 30,000 ringgit for each household. After negotiate, we decide to give each household 45,000 that involved in this land acquisition. Other than that, we also negotiate about the period that allocate for household move to the place we provide. At first, we just give 4 months, but they want 8 months. After negotiate, we just can give them 6 months because the project must be done quickly. We also discuss about the location new flat, but they don't want because the flat was located on the outskirts of the city. After the discussion, we will find a new flat near the city. That's all from us. Thank you.